Now at 6, Lincoln Park in Pittsburgh hosts an all-day 4th of July celebration for the community. Plus, Carthage residents celebrate Independence Day with a Red, White, and Boom event. And KOAM has some new faces on our team. We'll introduce you to one of them.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Pittsburgh hosted a 4th of July celebration at Lincoln Park all day today. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Amber Jenkins. Visitors had a chance to join a pickleball tournament, a baby contest, and even a fishing derby. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
Kinley Lake and her cousin woke up early not only to fish, but also to win the fishing derby on Pittsburgh's 4th of July celebration.
You can't go wrong with fishing at all. Yes, you might lose a fish or you might break your line, but it's all fun and games in the end.
And because of all the fun activities that the city of Pittsburgh offer in the park, some families even picked a shade, brought some chairs, tables, and a lot of food to celebrate 4th of July. Continuing her 45 years long family tradition of getting together to celebrate the 4th of July, Kelly Duffin and more than 50 family members gathered at the park.
So everybody brings covered dishes and we bring our chairs and somebody goes and picks up chicken. The kids like the kiddie land. All the adults, of course, love the car shows. And we have to go to the arts and crafts, priority 1.
After 2 weeks decorating his car, Kevin Kenningham also chose to spend the 4th of July in the park, specifically at the car show.
I figured I'd just bring it to show it off. That it brings more awareness to our freedom and what it stands for.
Visitors also took some time to reflect on the meaning of the holiday.
It's grateful for our freedom and our happiness that everybody has an equal opportunity, and it's just a fun time.
People died for that right for us to celebrate, and I think everybody should celebrate and remember it.
We're thankful to have a country that we can live in and be free, and this is the main reason for the celebration.
In Pittsburgh, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
This evening, more attractions are to come. Live music starts at 6:30 p.m. and the fireworks display at 10. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with the first look at weather.
Well, of course, it's turned out to be a very hot 4th of July. Most of us have warmed into low to mid 90s during the afternoon. Most of us are dry, but we do have a couple isolated little guys that have popped up across southeastern Kansas. You can even see a severe thunderstorm warning across northern parts of Greenwood County. Another little cell just north of Yates Center. But most of us are going to be dry as we go through the evening hours. But we are tracking this complex out across northwestern Kansas, and eventually late tonight into tomorrow morning, our rain chances will start to increase. All right, mid 90s, so we know it's hot. Through the evening, again, an isolated storm, but most of you dry. We slide back through the 90s into the 80s, and we do have quite a bit of thunderstorm chances in the forecast. We're going to break that down for you here in just a bit.
The Red, White, and Boom community celebration is now underway. It's at Municipal Park in Carthage. Folks are enjoying a watermelon feed, freedom foam pit, and a ninja course, and much more. Music starts later this evening. The event continues until 10 p.m.
It is truly our nation's birthday. We are very patriotic. We have several folks that are prior military and that are still in the military, so we are extremely proud.
The band Out for a Ride will begin at 7 and fireworks will begin shortly after. Carl Junction also started its 4th of July celebration this morning. The city held its annual Independence Day parade this morning. A number of groups made their way down Main Street.
July 4th just means celebrating freedom and being grateful for what we have, and grateful for those who have served for us and just honoring them.
If you're looking for fireworks in Carl Junction this evening, Brevard Brook Golf Course is putting on a display. It's slated to start about 9:45. Fireworks stands are set up all across the 4 states to celebrate Independence Day. We stopped by one of them to take a look at the sales post-COVID pandemic. Stand workers say they made a lot of sales this year, and some products have been more popular than others.
A lot of the novelty stuff is always popular. Everyone likes to do their parachutes, everyone likes to do their smoke bombs. There's all those popular items, sparklers that are always a go-to every year.
If you're still looking to buy fireworks, some stands will open back up tomorrow. Coming up, we'll introduce you to one of the newest members of the KOAM family, Sports Director John Dales. Plus, the Joplin Outlaws take on the Nevada during the 4th of July holiday. John Dales will have the highlights in sports. We have some new faces on KOAM this summer. You've seen our new sports director, John Dales, on air since the beginning of June. KOAM's Dow Quick gives us a chance to get to know him a little better.
I mean, usually I come in here, put my headphones on, throw a hat on, and kind of just be a fly on the wall, keep to myself.
Keeping a low profile might work in the gym, but not behind a sports desk.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Missouri
The recent graduate from Syracuse jumped right into the spotlight as KOAM sports director. He grew up in a Chicago suburb with a couple of competitive brothers and is the only one in his family who didn't pursue a career in finance.
My parents have always been super supportive of it. They are my biggest fans for sure. So they love it. Honestly, sometimes I think they love it more than I do.
It took a couple of months following graduation to land his first job. Stressful was the word he used to describe the wait.
More disappointing and a little discouraging, when I would hear people that were doing the same thing as me for 4 years, that, oh, they landed the job here or there. But I think that's one of the big parts too, is not necessarily comparing yourself to other people, being confident in who you are and knowing what you bring to the table. So that was part of it, but it was a little bit discouraging, I guess, for a little, seeing other people get jobs.
John Dales joins us now, one of the area's best college baseball. His confidence and timing came together. KOAM was looking for someone to fill Jacob Leonard's position and meet some high expectations.
I literally had people tell me, they're like, you have big shoes to fill. We love Jacob and he was great at this job. So I definitely feel that. But it's good too to, have a high standard to live up to. As his coach, what's been, I guess, the most impressive part of what he's done?
John's been living up to that standard in his short time here. Pick any sports metaphor, doing the heavy lifting, swinging for the fences, working to give fans what they came to see.
I think what I'm most excited about is covering sports in the area, the passion that people have for local sports. I can tell, even just being here for a month, I can tell it's different here.
As you'd expect, coming from Chicago, he has different team loyalties than most around here.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals thing especially is different just because I grew up and the Cubs were not only my number one baseball team, but my number one team growing up I was a huge Cubs fan. So I hated the Cardinals. And then, coming here and having that.
But don't hold that against him. Notice he used the past tense, and he very much appreciates the sports fans in his new home.
I really like the people here. It's been people have been asking me oh, is it much of a culture change? I'm yeah, people are just genuinely friendlier here than, Chicago or New York. So I like that aspect of it.
And he'll be meeting a lot more people as he covers sporting events across the 4 states.
When I got this job, Jacob Leonard, my predecessor, told me he's one of the best things I can tell you to do is to be visible out in the community. So I've really tried to do that a lot.
Except when he's in the gym, where he'll continue to keep a low profile.
On behalf of everyone here at KOAM, we're glad to have John a part of the team. And to follow John on social media, just search John Dales KOAM Sports on Facebook. A little later, the Joplin Outlaws look to win their 6th game in a row as they host Nevada.
Plus, we have some thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm going to give you those details coming up. Definitely a hot 4th of July, but I hope you've had a great one and a safe one so far. And it's been up there, mid-90s across the region. Nice shot. Here's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We do have some cumulus clouds out there and a couple isolated little thunderstorms, but most of you are going to end up staying dry as we go through the evening hours. We do need the rain. We have rain in the forecast, but my gosh, we need it for the month. Of course, it's only the 4th. We've just had a little bit, but we are over 9 inches below where we should be for this time of the year. It is hot, anywhere from 93 in Nevada, 92 in Anderson, 95 Chautauqua. Look at Yates Center sitting at 97 degrees, and a little bit humid too. Dew points mid to upper 60s to near 70, so that puts us in that kind of sticky to muggy range, and that's where we're going to stick again as we go into tomorrow. Then we'll start to see that humidity dropping a bit, but it feels hot, upper 90s to about 100 degrees on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Of course, a lot of people out this evening. Most of you are going to be dry. We're going to drop back through the 90s, 80s eventually into the 70s later on tonight. But you can see a couple little isolated guys have popped up. We had a few over towards Springfield earlier today, and then in our far northwestern counties, we got a little cluster of thunderstorms. So let's go take a look at that. This is just to the west of Yates Center. This guy's been weakening just north of Yates Center, and then still a severe thunderstorm warning for winds at 60, penny-size hail, northern parts of Greenwood County. But we're mainly watching this cluster out across northwestern Kansas. This is going to sink south and east as we go through the overnight hours tonight, giving us scattered thunderstorms late tonight into tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow evening. And we even have at least a low severe threat, level 2 out of 5. So I mean, it's a low threat, but it's there. 4 p.m. to midnight again tomorrow night. I'm going to keep all the risk on the slight side at this point in time, but we'll watch it as we get into the daytime hours tomorrow. All right, let's step through time. Here's 10 p.m. Fireworks going off, most of us dry. Eventually by morning, we drop back into the mid 70s. Scattered thunderstorms trying to get in here late tonight into tomorrow morning. The better chance for this to occur is going to be in the northern half of the viewing area. By the noon hours, still some spotty showers. Temps warming up. We're into the mid to upper 80s. And then look at thunderstorms trying to get going tomorrow evening. These are mainly going to be Kansas, Oklahoma, along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line, then drive east as we go through the overnight hours tomorrow night. So these could be strong to severe. The main threat here is going to be gusty winds. But with it, we get a cold front that slips through. So look at Thursday afternoon, our temperatures quite a bit better. Highs only into lower 80s. All right, we need the rain. So this is going to go all the way into the weekend. But at least our potential for rainfall over the next few days pretty good, and some decent amounts, maybe 1, 2, 3 inches in spots, which would be very nice to see. 74 in the morning, 94 during the afternoon. Thunderstorms to start, thunderstorms to end on your Wednesday. 83 on Thursday. It looks like morning thunderstorms again Friday morning and Saturday morning. So these are going to be those mainly overnight clusters that drop through, but temperatures better over the next 3 days.
Well, I'm just happy that's not no triple digits for now.
I know, we don't want that anymore.
We'll see. Evergy is wanting to increase its electric rates. The company filed an application with the Kansas Cooperation Commission requesting the increase for both Evergy Kansas Central and Evergy Kansas Metro. Evergy Kansas Central includes Pittsburgh, Parsons, Fort Scott, and Independence. If approved, residential customers in those cities could see an average monthly increase of more than $14. You can find out how to weigh in on the proposed increase on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. John Dales joins us now. The Outlaws were in a little action earlier than usual today, right?
Yeah, much earlier than usual. Free admission and a 2 o'clock start for today's 4th of July Outlaws game, along with a chance for Joplin to bolster its spot in first place. And the Royals and Cardinals both play this afternoon as well. I'll let you know how things went on the other side of the break. The Joplin Outlaws are coming off one of the most exciting wins of the season last night over at Pitt State, where Nixon Brannon, who plays at PSU, hit 2 home runs, including a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th to keep Outlaws in first place. Now today, they're back at Joe Becker Stadium. Outlaws and Griffins ready to do it again after meeting up yesterday, starting at 2 o'clock and wearing the special Stars and Stripes jerseys. Bottom of the first inning, we start out Will Kelly at the plate, 2 men on, and that high sun in the air causes problems for the Nevada fielders. They drop a pop fly, and that'll bring in 2 runs. The Outlaws take an early 3-0 lead after 1. We go ahead to the bottom of the second. Garrett Shun at the plate trying to add to that lead, but Griffin's left fielder Clay Palin tracks it all the way and makes an incredible catch right against the fence. That'll end the inning, bring us into the top of the third, where the Griffins do get 1 run after this single into center field by Carter Gallagher. That made it a 3-2 ball game. They wouldn't score any more from that point on until the 9th, though. Bottom 3, Outlaws still up 1. Kelly at the plate again. Looks like we'd seen that play before, but Ben Lloyd fights the sun and makes the catch to retire the side. Back on the hill, Steen Lane locked in for the rest of this one. He gets a strikeout in the top of the 4th. He gets the win. Outlaws offense comes to life late, and they run away with it, extend their win streak to 6. Plenty of daytime baseball elsewhere in the country as well. Cardinals and Royals both have early games today, each of them on the road and each of them trying to bounce back from a loss yesterday. Starting with the Cardinals in Miami, four-legged patriotic friend watching on as Adam Wainwright hoping for a better start than last time when he got shelled by Houston. This certainly won't help that though. Jesus Sanchez takes him deep for a 3-run homer, his 8th of the season. That put Miami up 3-0 early. There'll be a lot more of that. Third inning, same score when Garrett Cooper gets into one and goes to right center. That's a solo home run, his 11th. Miami takes a 4-0 lead. Into the 4th, Marlins up 5-0 when JoJo Romero comes in for Wainwright. Same result though. Cooper with a line shot into the outfield, 2 more runs score. Marlins would lead 7-0. Into the 7th inning, same score, 7-0 Marlins. Dane Myers lines one into the outfield. That's important because it's his first career major league hit. 1 run scores on that. Marlins up 8-0 at that point. They would win big. Final score 15-2. Cards will try to bounce back tomorrow. Royals also playing today. They're over in Minnesota against the Twins. In the 3rd inning, Twins up 1-0 with runners on 2nd and 3rd when Byron Buxton smokes one down the line, but Nicky Lopez, incredible diving catch. Take another look at it. Takes away an extra base hit. Twins still lead 1-0 at that point. 2 batters later, though, same score when Max Kepler gets into a Zach Greinke pitch and takes him deep to center field. That would be a 3-run homer, his 12th home run of the season. Twins go up 4-0 at that point. In the 4th, same score when Bobby Witt Jr., he's been one of the bright spots for the Royals this season, takes Kenta Maeda deep for a 2-run homer. Royals cut into that deficit a little bit, 4-2, but in the 5th, same score when Greinke really starts to struggle. First, Donovan Solano cranks one down the line in right field. That one gets out for a homer. Very next batter, very next pitch, Byron Buxton goes yard. Solo shot. Twins go back-to-back in the 5th. They'd win it 9-3. That does it for sports. We're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. 2 people have been charged for burglary in a Lamar business. We'll have the details. Plus, we'll hear from some Independence Day celebration attendees at Missouri Southern. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Pass the ketchup. Many Americans will celebrate Independence Day with hamburgers, hot dogs, and ketchup. But lately, some social media users have been debating how to best store the popular condiment. Ketchup maker Kraft Heinz recently weighed in on the issue, saying in a tweet, "Keep the ketchup in the fridge." The company asked the public via a Twitter poll whether they kept their ketchup chilled or in the pantry. More than 63% said in the fridge, nearly 37% said in the cupboard. Well, I prefer it in the fridge personally, so.
So do I. My wife never puts it in the fridge, puts it in the pantry, and it makes me mad.
She's one of those. What's going on with weather?
A couple isolated little guys popping up this evening, but thunderstorms trying to get in here late tonight into tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow evening and tomorrow night.
All right, and what's going on with sports?
Yeah, big win for the Outlaws today. They stay in first place. Longest winning streak of the season as well with 6 games now, so. I don't know who can stop them.
That's pretty impressive. And thank you for watching. We'll see you right back here tonight at 10. Let's make it a great evening.